Hi everybody, I believe I am live, so fingers crossed. Facebook just told me I am now live. Yay, amazing. Hi, so I'm sorry about yesterday. Unfortunately, Windows decided it wanted to do an update to my computer, which was very, very frustrating because it took, I left it running when I left, and it's now finished, so fingers crossed we've got a good live. So yes, and I'm sorry that I haven't been about this week. I lost a very special dog on Monday, and I'm still dealing with that. So I do apologise for not jumping in. It was quite difficult. It is still difficult, but I'm here today to give you sequence 2. So we're going to be looking at sequence 2. Now you can stick with this sequence, or you can stick with the old sequence, especially if you have any sort of spinal disorders or injuries and pathologies for the spine or the neck. So if you have problems with your neck and bringing yourself forwards, I would definitely stick with the first set of exercises that we did. If you, so just to let you know, if you are watching this live with me, I can't see if anybody is with me live, and I also can't see any comments. But if you do have any questions, then please post them on this thread, okay? So we're going to start building on the previous sequence. So we're going to start on the ground this time. You can add your roll downs if you want to, but I'm not going to demonstrate those for you today. So I'm going to start lying down in exactly the same position I was for the first exercise, which is our pelvic curl. So from a seated position, you can either sitting up on your sits mode, you can either bring yourself down, holding the back of your legs, using your upper body strength to help you go down on the ground, or you can go down without any position at all, without any support, and bring yourself down here. So you're rolling down, get your lower back on the ground, and then bring yourself all the way down. So you're going to bring your legs in to bring your heels to your bottom, take your toes out into a small V, and then bring your heels out. So you're back in your parallel position, your knees are fist width apart, your arms are down beside you, nice and tight, and you're going to use the backs of the arms, use those triceps, so you can see those guys kicking in here, to press down into the mat. Now what you're going to do is going to start with pelvic curl. So here we go. Take a nice deep breath in. You're going to exhale, draw your pelvic bones towards you, press down into your feet, tilt your pelvis some more, and start to lift your hips up off the ground. Now I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I have done no practice myself this week. So take a nice deep breath in at the top, and then exhale and peel yourself down. So I saw a couple of people commenting in the group to say that they hadn't done anything this week. Do not beat yourself up. I'm in the same boat as you. So from here, let's exhale, let's roll up through the spine. Now remember, we're doing 4 of each in each position. Pull those heels back towards you, so get that traction going. Press the arms in, press those hips up. Don't let the ribs lift. Inhale here, and then exhale, we peel back down through the spine. We've got 2 more to go. We're going to inhale, exhale, pelvic curl, draw the pelvic bones towards us. We're going to start to lift the hips up, 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 up. Press those hips up. Take a nice deep breath in at the top. And then exhale, breathing out. So you're not blowing candles out when you're breathing, you're just letting the air leave the body naturally without forcing it. And last time, inhale, exhale. We're going to start to peel up, press those feet down, press those arms down, curl that pubic bone to the nose, press those hips up, take a nice deep breath in, and then exhale, rolling down through the spine. We're going to go straight into spine twist supine, which if you're doing sequence 1 is going to be the same. If you're doing sequence 2, it's going to be slightly different now. You're going to bring one leg into your knee fold tabletop position. You're going to bring your other leg up into your knee fold tabletop position. You're going to take the hands, you can keep them here if you want to, or you can put them in a T position here. I'm going to hold on to the bench just because it is better for me in this position on this bench. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to extend my legs up to the ceiling now. So in this position, I'm just going to inhale, take my hips over, keeping my feet together, and then exhale, pull back. And I'm going to inhale, take my legs over, exhale, pull back. Now, if you can't straighten your legs here, that's absolutely fine. So sometimes our hamstring length just doesn't allow us to do that. So you can just have a slight bend in the knee, but keep the knee above the hip joint. That's all I ask, is just keep the knee above the hip joint and take the legs to wherever they feel comfortable. Do not have them down here. It is not good for your back. That's it, especially into a short sequence like this. So this should be my last pair. I'm going to bring my legs back to center, and then I'm going to fold at the knee. I'm going to bring my arms back down beside me. I'm going to lower one leg down like the first exercise with control. Take the leg down to the ground this time completely, and then bring the other guy down to meet it. Just bring the heels back in a smidge. Interlock your fingers. So I want to see that your hands are completely webbed here. There shouldn't be any daylight coming through the gaps, and you're going to place it behind your head. You're going to place those hands around the fattest part of your skull, so not around the neck. It's not going to help you. It's going to hinder. I want you to bring those hands up around the largest part of your skull. Now your elbows are slightly lifted off the ground. If I look forward to the ceiling, I can just see them in the corners of my eyes. I'm going to keep my head like a heavy, heavy, heavy bowling ball, pressing down into my hands, and I'm going to exhale. I'm going to bring myself into the chest lift. This is the one where I get loads of pictures of my clients saying the ugly chest lift face. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to try and get a little bit higher from my ribs, not my head. My head is pressing back. And then I'm going to exhale and go down again. And again, I'm going to inhale here. Now watch what happens with my pelvis. I'm going to keep my pelvis still. If you're finding that you're doing this with your pelvis tucking under, you need to send your hip bones slightly away from you. Inhale here. And then exhale, come back down again. You want to keep the pelvis still, but allow the spine freedom to move. And again, exhale, slide the rib cage to the hips, keep pressing the head down. My eyes are looking at my knees, so I'm going to inhale here. Use my inhalation to try and get higher, and then exhale down. I've got one more, which is number 4. Inhale and exhale, breathing out, slide the ribs to the hips. Let's bring ourselves up into that position. We're going to inhale here. And exhale, go down. Now I did say we only do 4, but we are doing a 5th one because that's going to help us get into position for the rotation. Inhale, exhale, slide the rib cage to the hips, bring yourself forwards. Now keep one hand behind your head, use your other free hand to take hold of your back of your legs. Pull yourself slightly higher, take your other hand, use that position to get yourself back up. Now keep the height, don't drop, it's hard. So take the hand behind the head, interlock the fingers, we're back here. We're going to exhale, nose goes on the outside of the knee. We're not looking down here at the floor. We don't need to see if we've done the hoovering today. Inhale through center, exhale to the other side. Inhale through center, exhale. Now I'm keeping my head pressing back, I'm keeping my tailbone heavy. I'm trying to maintain my height. I'm not dipping down in between each set, doing 4 pairs maximum. Now if this is too much for you, do 1 pair, come back down again. Inhale, we've got 1 more pair to go. Exhale, bring myself back up again. Reform, inhale, exhale to the side, inhale back to center, exhale to the side, back to center, and come down. Woo! That was great. So from here, we're going to turn over onto our side to do our side lift. So from the same sequence as the first sequence, we're going to do exactly the same exercise here. Press that hand down. We're just going to lift the legs off the ground. Hopefully you've been practicing this, and we're going to exhale. We're going to lift them here. Now, if you feel like you're happy with this position and you feel confident, then you can take that arm off and place it here to give yourself a greater challenge. And it's not my best side to challenge. Like I said, I haven't done anything this week myself. So you could place your hand here on the side of your body and do it without any support here at all. But we're going to do 4 in this position. And again, we're going to do 4 here. Good, last one. And then lower the legs down. And again, we're going to do the same glute series, because so then we don't have to worry about constantly remembering everything. And this is the best glute series in the world. So again, turn that knee in. Keep reaching the heel away. That's going to keep your hips stacked. You just exhale to lift up, inhale to lower down. We're working into this. Now, a few of you were saying that you feel it on one side more than the other. That is fairly normal. You have one side of your body that is more dominant. You're going to find that you will, if you're left-handed or right-handed, one side will feel easier than the other in lots of different things. So remember, the hand goes here. I'm just talking and demonstrating. And it is only 4, not thousands like I'm doing. And we're going to bring the leg forwards and lift. And again, it's turned in, but it's the hips reaching out. And then you pull it back. And then you exhale, you pull it forwards and lift, and then you pull it back. And again, keeping that hand here all the way through. I'm just trying to make sure that you guys can see everything that you need to see. This hand is up, and then we're going to hold it here, and then we're going to do the drops. We're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this part of my body is staying perfectly still. There is absolutely no movement happening here. It's just all coming from this hip joint moving up and this leg joint, moving up and down. I'm just doing my little breathing in for 5 counts and exhaling for 5 counts, 4 sets there, and then I'm going to bring that guy back. Now this is we're just going to do a little bit extra on this one because inner thigh work is always a good one. Bring that foot here. Now we're going to lift that leg up, we're going to hover it, we're going to exhale, we're going to press and down and press and down. So we're going to do 4, and we're going to hold it here, and we're going to do a little bit more. So we're going to press 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we lower it down. Oh, that's nice. And then we're going to bring ourselves over onto side 2. So we're going to side 2 now. Hand here. Again, just line up the ear here. So you shouldn't be looking down. You want to be looking ahead. Keep your chin up, as they say. Hands going to go in front of you. Legs are nicely stacked. You're going to inhale. Find that connection between the hip and the rib we talked about last week. And you're going to hover the legs off the ground. And then here we're going to exhale. We're going to lift. And then we're going to lower. And again, if you feel confident, you can take the hand here. You can exhale, lift. Whoopsie daisy. I can definitely tell I've not done anything this week. Exhale, lift. So I have lots of residual things in my body. I'm hypermobile, and I've had 2 car accidents and a horse fall. Pilates keeps my body strong and mobile, and I have to do it regularly. So you can see that my body also has some little moments, shall we say. So again, let's bend that knee forwards to go into our glute series. We're going to take that leg up, internally rotate. So that's pointing the knee down on the diagonal. So it's kind of almost pointing towards this guy here. Foot is nice and heavy. We're just going to exhale up and tap. And again, exhale up. Keep reaching the heel away. That's going to give you the best possible position for that glute, that medial glute, especially those of you who like to do a lot of running or sports. This is a great exercise because it really does strengthen the muscles around the hips. And again, that's just 4. Take it to hip height. I do like the glute series, so I will probably do more. Forwards, and we go lifting, and we bring it back. And again, we keep pressing that hand down so we can keep those triceps active and pull back. And again, we bring it forwards and lift and pull it back. This one we're going to forwards. We're going to hold it here. We're going to go into our little hundreds for the feet. So we're going to press down. So we're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, and I always feel it more on this side. This is the side for me that does struggle a little bit more on this side. That's it, last set. Possibly done more. I do quite like the glute series. And then we're going to bring it back. And then we're going to bend that knee in. If that does hurt, it is like a real sort of like overwhelming feeling. That is normal. If it feels like somebody's stabbing you in the hip, then it really is a stop sign. So it's a lightning bolt flooding in your body. It is a stop sign. But if it just feels like it's really, 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 really hurting, as in like a oh my word, that's so intense, that's normally fine, okay? So again, we'll just do 4 lifts on here. We're going to exhale to lift and inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Then this time we exhale, we hold it here, and then we do those 10 little pulses. We're going to pulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then lower it down. Fabulous. Now we're going to turn over for our back extension, and I'm going to give you a slightly different variation. So we're going to do exactly the same exercise, but we're going to add to it. So from here, forehead down on the mat, hands are going to be here. So if you've been doing it with your hands on the ground, then maybe try it here with your hands on the side of your body. Holding your hands here is actually quite a difficult position. But for those of you who've been doing it here, here's your little progression. So from here, all I'm going to do is find the length in my tailbone. Feel like something precious is living under my belly button. I don't want to squish it. I'm reaching my fingers to my toes. I'm going to press into my legs as I inhale. I'm going to take the arms out into a T position, and I'm going to exhale and lower down. So it all happens at the same time. I'm pressing. I'm reaching my fingertips as wide as I can, and I'm exhaling, pressing into my side and down. And again, inhaling, reaching my breastbone forwards, and then exhaling and down, last one. And then everybody's favourite ending, the rest pose. So we're just going to lie back here, bottom on the heels, reaching the fingertips out in front of us. Whew. Wow, I can certainly feel like I've done nothing this week. I've demonstrated maybe 4 exercises in my entire class. So I am feeling a little bit pooped. Yeah, in many ways. And it's been very, very hot. So if you haven't done your practice this week, please do not beat yourself up. This happens. Life happens, things happen. But just try and think about looking at your diary maybe today. Plan maybe 5 minutes rather than 10. If 10 is feeling too much, do 5. And choose 3 of your favorite exercises from any of these sequences and do that. And even if all you do is sit on your mat, you've started. Because that's half of the problem with getting ourselves going again. It's the fact that we have all these good intentions and we believe that we're genuinely going to do them. But actually, we're just really rubbish at keeping up a habit, right? Me included. And as soon as we admit to ourselves that we're rubbish at doing something, we then give ourselves permission to get better than being rubbish. And you see it all the time. People say, oh, I just didn't do that, or I didn't do that. But actually, I was rubbish at doing that. So now I'm going to get better. So if you give yourself permission to be rubbish, it's okay that you didn't do your practice this week. Have a little look in your diary, see where you can factor in maybe a couple of times, maybe reduce the amount of times you intend to do it. So because with all the good intention in the world, things do change and things do create issues for you doing these things. Trauma stays in the body for a very long time. Emotion stays in the body for a very long time. And this heat that we're having at the moment is definitely not helping. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed the sequence. I can't see there's any comments because it is Facebook Live, annoyingly, but I will catch up with those comments as soon as I get home today. But I hope the sunshine's doing you well. If not, drink plenty of water, stay in the shade, and I will catch up with you guys in the week. So take care. Bye-bye.